Yes, now we are live. So this particular shloka is in relation to Ishta, Anishta. Ishta means liking, Anishta means disliking. Artha Sampraptav. Artha Sampraptav is whatever you possess. Samadarshitaya Atmani. Having an equanimity in both. Ubhayatara Avikaritvam Jivan Muktasya Lakshanam. So Vikara means modification. Avikara means without modification. Ubhayatra means steadfast or staying or being. So being unperturbed or unmoved is the indication of Jivan Mukta. So today is a full moon day.
Yes.
Okay. What is the aspect of full moon? What happens in full moon?
Full moon day is there is no shadow on moon, and it's fully visible.
Yes, and it looks nice.
And then I think, it's very nice, and I think it is very close to Earth or something. I don't know. They are able to see it fully. And then the other lakshana of this one is you can see in the sea, water level is coming up.
Yes, you will have tides.
And on our manas also, the people who are having that manas related problem, I think this is the time creates more. It's expanded now.
You will have more water in, and then due to that, the equilibrium is lost in the body, and hence the mental pain increases.
Yes, correct.
Okay. Now, why did I take this moon example is that the moon looks very nice on a clear day or clear night. So that feeling is what is Ishta. So if you become that moon, unperturbed of clouds, even the clouds were to come and cover the moon, and if you are the moon, then you are not worried on the clouds. So every relationship you have in your life, be it as a parent or a child or friend or a colleague or whatever it is, if you consider them as cloud, then you are unmoved. But if you consider to be the cloud, then you are always moving. So some time ago, I had asked one exercise to be done, that you go and sleep on the terrace, looking at the sky and keep on observing it. After some time, everything stops and it seems like you are moving. And that gives you a very nice experience, that what is moving and what is not moving. In the same way, if you were to become the moon, then there is no movement. The clouds only move. You are not moving. So the lakshana of an even-minded person is that he is unmoved by anything. Whatever is happening in front of him, whether it is Ishta or Anishta. Yeah, but he wanted to say something?
No. I was just moving in the room only.
Okay.
Yeah.
Lata, you have anything to add, Sri Hari? So the
I don't think I have anything to add.
Okay, so the practice we need to do is to not pretend, but feel that you are the moon. And what is moving is the cloud, not the moon. So in the same way, when you are moving from one room to another room, the body is moving, but you are not moving. When I am talking to my wife, the body is talking, not me. Can I do that? Actually, that is the truth. The sound is coming from the mouth. The sound is not coming from me. The language is coming.
Yeah, I am the energy supply. See, I am only energy supply.
Correct.
But the talking happens because of this all this that chitta, ahankara, and all that. So uh, the thing is, being energy, what I should do is the question. If me is energy, I don't have to do anything.
Yes, you are not doing anything actually.
Okay. Now, if I don't do anything being energy, that is what Brahman. But there is a four faculty, manas, buddhi, chitta, ahankara. But it has to do something. Now, it is keep doing something. Only thing is I am not connected, right?
No, you are thinking you are doing
because
something.
Karma.
Yeah, go ahead.
Because you have all that jiva, the karma will keep happening. One is that swadharma karma, that means you have to eat food and all that. Other thing is which is related to some actions, external world interaction. So these two things will happen. Whatever is internal is also based on manas, the action of manas, the sthita of manas, based on that internal digestion, everything happens. If I am very happy, digestion will come low. If I am very sorrow, it's also same problem. But in between means it is all happening in a proper way. But in this case, what you are telling is, what you is not that, what you're talking. But talking happens, right? It is based on that faculty, it happens.
Correct.
When it happens, that faculty, if I am myself, if I take all my manas or whatever to this so-called the energy center, Brahman, then how that karya will happen?
No, when you are
For karya, I have to supply something for karya.
now when you are talking, let's say I'm talking to you, I need to observe the talking as a third party.
Yes, I am observing is fine.
Yes,
but talking has to happen, no?
Talking will happen, but you are not involved in that talking because you know that you don't exist in that talking.
That means I have dual personality. There is some, I am separating that chitta, buddhi, ahankara. I agree that there's a chitta, buddhi, ahankara, and I am just watching it. It will happen on its own. But without supplying energy, it's like a dead mobile. There is no charge. But charge is there, it is acting, it's receiving signal, it's responding. What I'm telling is, these two things we are able to experience. Once we can experience what's happening, watching, and also involving myself to do some action. Other thing is just watching. If you say just watching, nothing is going to happen, is what I'm telling.
I will give you an answer. If you are in your mind, when you say you are watching, you have divided the mind into two. One part of the mind is doing, and the other part of the mind is watching. In that case, what you said is right. But that's not what is watching. Mind is not the one which is watching. There is something else behind that mind which is watching, which is not doing anything, which is also giving the power to the mind. If that one is watching, then you can keep watching what the mind is doing. So there is no dual personality there. So the moment you are able to get there, then whatever Vilas said right now would become a reality for us.
Yeah, see, my question here is, I think my mobile example is the best. So mobile, inside battery is there, inside that Brahman, that's energy. But external, lot of actions will happen. Signal is always on. But to send some message to other person receiving message, so that part has to work. Because energy supplies and it is watching. It is not doing anything other than, I agree, that's from Brahman point of view. But from the person point of view, I am keep doing because I am, who is the watcher here? Myself, my mind is the watcher here currently. But if I shift fully, then I fully agree that you are fully shifted there, whatever happens, it just happens. Then I agree. From the Jivan Mukta point of view, I agree. But being a person, now before Jivan Mukta, this is impossible, right?
Yeah, you'll have to try. So it will be difficult because the mind will go into this introspection mode. So the mind will introspect itself. And then you keep looking and it will be difficult. That is true. So when you are using the mind for that observation, then talking and observing will become difficult.
Okay, one more question. See, so far I was thinking everything through mind. Now I am dropping mind. The moment I drop mind, I am not mind. if you don't have anything in the mind, that will not do any work, is my thinking. It's like a dead mobile charge is there. It is just on. There, that swasa, uchvasa, nishwasa, all that will happen. But it will not interact with the world. But what Vilas is telling is that it will interact with the world and you watch.
Yes, it will interact with the world.
But this is called as oxymoron, but that is true. Now let me give you some real examples, so maybe you will try to understand. See, now you are...
Okay, I'll put it this way.
Yes, go ahead.
Chandrasekhar Bharati, I gave an example of Mysore Maharaja sending somebody, a doctor, to his place, thinking that he is already having some health issues. He's talking like a child. But Chandrasekhar Bharati was watching throughout. The moment that a person came, he became a normal human being. Are you talking that kind of Jivan Mukta Lakshana?
No, as far as the person goes, that doctor, he will never know that this Chandrasekhar Bharati is a Jivan Mukta or not. As far as Chandrasekhar Bharati goes, he knows that he is Jivan Mukta.
Yes.
Because he is not seeing any doctor there. He is seeing himself there. So he will talk as normal person would talk without adding any adjectives or thing or whatever shows that there is some ego in that person. Because now let us say if I introduce myself and I say I am a Jivan Mukta, there are two possibilities that might happen. One possibility is that other person will agree that I am a Jivan Mukta. Another the thing is that a person might feel that look how faking he is. He is saying he is Jivan Mukta and no Jivan Mukta can say I am Jivan Mukta. Now how should he answer? He will answer in a normal way. He is least bothered what others think, right? Should Chandrasekhar Bharati be worried about what the doctor is going to think? So he will talk to him as normal person. Why should he change talking just because some doctor has come or somebody has come? He should be talking to what is required at that moment, right?
Okay, during that time he has shifted from Jivan Mukta to the real world.
No, it doesn't work that way at all. No. There's no changing, shifting or anything. Let me tell you what is Jivan Mukta and then maybe you will understand what it is. See, supposing you are in a car and you have no interest of what sceneries are coming, then you are a Jivan Mukta. You got the point? Meaning the objects are going. You can't say that no object is going. Objects are going, the trees are going, the road is going and everything is going. But he is not particularly interested in anything. There's no particular interest.
Okay, you have full awareness of what is happening.
Yes.
During when Maharaja's person comes to Chandrasekhar Bharati, now that interaction happens between Chandrasekhar Bharati, so-called this Bhautika Sharira and that doctor. And the doctor concludes that he is perfectly okay, no problems with him.
Correct.
During this time, Chandrasekhar Bharati is a Jivan Mukta. And he is just a watcher. What exactly that communication happens, right? But how that communication happens without any involvement of Chandrasekhar Bharati, so-called mind?
No, the Chandrasekhar Bharati is the mind. So there is no Chandrasekhar Bharati as far as mind goes, right?
Correct.
Okay, now who has come there? You just think who has come there.
So, but Chandrasekhar Bharati's this what do you call Brahman point of view, other Brahman, it's the same Brahman.
No,
same person has come to him.
No. You leave all those concepts aside. Now, a person has come, right? A person will have a title and a designation. So we call him as a Vaidya or a doctor, right?
Yes.
If he is a Jivan Mukta, he will not attach to that Vaidya or a doctor or anything. He will treat it as himself. Because every object which is coming is himself only.
Correct.
Okay. Now, how will he talk? The way he would have spoken to himself.
Yes.
So there is no differentiation at all. The moment the mind has a differentiation, saying that he is a doctor, and I should be talking to a doctor in a way should be spoken, then it becomes a problem. Because now you have...
Okay, it is equivalent to me talking to myself, because there it is full integrity is there.
Yes,
There is
absolutely.
no difference.
Absolutely. So
And within me, I am not expecting anything because it's already there.
exactly. Now I'll give another straightforward example. What's the difference
So
between... Yeah,
that
go ahead.
means that the so-called the mind is transparent here.
Yes. No, I'll give you another straightforward example which you can try it out at your home today. Or you are already at home. So whenever you find time, you can try. Okay. Now, what's the difference between you and your wife?
Bhautika difference is there, but when you look at the
No.
name and the form.
No, wait. So let us split it into two parts. One is the Bhautika, which is the physical body. And another one is Manasika, which is the Sukshma Sharira. So she has Rajas, Tamas, Sattva. You also have Rajas, Tamas, Sattva. Assuming that you are a liberated person. Okay, you are a Jivan Mukta. Would you consider her as your wife?
No.
No. So does it really matter to you whether she is in pain or not in pain, whether she is going to America, she's seeing her daughter or this or that? Are you going to be excited, or are you going to be worried, or anything is going to happen?
Nothing is going to happen there.
Nothing is going to happen. But that doesn't mean that will you not go to America?
Yeah, physical body and mind will travel.
You will travel. Okay. Now when you travel, do you know there is a daughter there? Do you feel there is a daughter?
Yeah, from mind everything is visible.
From mind everything is visible, but you know there is no daughter. There is a being there. There is no daughter. There is a GV there,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
So you have complete clarity that the person whom you are going to meet is not your daughter, but a GV.
Yes.
So you will become very compassionate towards this GV called as wife and another GV called as daughter. Now where is mind and where is Brahman? Let's analyze. Mind makes these concepts called as wife and daughter. Right? And it becomes your daughter. It is not just daughter. It is your daughter and your wife. But actually, who are they? They are just GV. They have not sought your permission.
Yes.
See, when your daughter was born, she did not seek your permission. I want you to be my father, right?
Nothing. That is something unknown.
That is unknown. So you have seen that, right? None of us who were born to our parents and children who were born to us never asked our permission. Will you permit me to your home? Did we ever ask? I want to come to your home. Can you give me some shelter? Did we ask? No. Now we have our children. You have two children. Lata has one. Sri Hari has two, and I have one. So even in the dream, did my son ask me that, Dad, I want you to be my father. Give me shelter. No. So what happens to the realized person is that he knows for sure it is only GV. There is no thing called as son or daughter or father or mother or brother or sister or whatever. These are the relationships what has to be created for transaction. In reality, these don't exist. But that doesn't mean that you will not have love and affection. That doesn't mean that you will not be caring and all that. You would be caring as much as you are caring for yourself. You are going to be caring all of them. Because you are also a GV, they are also a GV. Any confusion here so far? No. Okay, so when I meet you, Bhatt, should I treat you as Bhatt or should I treat you as a GV? If I treat you as Bhatt, it will be biased. Because the past impressions of interacting with you will come in between. If I interact like a GV, then whatever is required at that point in time, I will interact. Correct? So there is no past impression agreeable to that extent.
Yeah.
Okay, now we go one step further. Now let us make everything as Ishvara. The Jivi is coming into existence because of Ishvara, correct? Because of consciousness, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Aren't you that consciousness?
Yes, it's me.
Okay. Now, why did this Jivi come into existence? It has come into existence because of its own karma, not because you asked it to come. Why have you come into this world? You have come into this world because of your karma, not because your parents asked you to come, right? So when are you going to go away from this samsara? When the karma is going to end, which is prarabdha karma. Whenever it ends, you will go out of this samsara. Till that time, you have to endure the pain and the pleasure, both of them. Correct?
Yes.
Okay. Now what you're going to do is, you are going to treat everyone as Ishvara, not as Jivi. That's just energy, right? Which is you only.
Yeah.
Now when you are in oneness, at that time, you will let go of the Jivi also. That means when you see your daughter as a Jivi, that also will go away. When you see your wife as a Jivi, that also goes away. So wherever, whomever, whatever you are meeting, you are interacting, you only see Ishvara.
Yes.
From that standpoint, what would Chandrasekhar Bharati or you would do? Tell me. Will you still not interact with the world? Or do you think you cannot interact with the world?
You will interact with the world with the full awareness.
That's all what it is.
And that awareness is nothing but fulfillment. It is prapancha and you are same.
There is
There
no
will not be
prapancha.
duality.
There is no prapancha at all. Not the same.
Yeah.
You will see.
Prapancha is merged within this me.
Exactly. So in the Brahman itself, it is merged. Correct?
Yes.
Okay.
So
now,
duality is gone away. Yeah,
duality is gone away, which is what Advaita is all about, right?
Correct.
Very simple. So now, are you traveling to America?
Vilas, in that case, see, we are talking about full awareness.
Correct.
And for Dvaitian, this is impossible to achieve. But moksha is there for them also.
No, I think if you read Madhvacharya teaching, he says moksha is there only if Hari wants it.
So this is the shortcut now.
Which is the shortcut?
The in between that Srimad Narayana is removed. It's nothing but Brahman only. Here, Jnanam.
Yes, this see the difference between Advaita.
So in this earth, I am repeating, in this Bhautika Sharira, in this planet, there is no moksha as per Dvaiti. Correct?
Yes.
That answers my question then.
Yes. So the Taratamya, what Madhvacharya does, the difference between Advaita philosophy and Madhvacharya Advaita philosophy, you need to understand from a different standpoint.
Okay. One more statement here is, no, I have understood. The one more statement here is, it is possible only for those who are having Advaita as their. It is not a philosophy, what do you call it? It's a practice.
It's a practice, yes. Absolutely.
Advaita, if you practice right now here,
right.
If you are Advaita practicing right now here, is not valid.
Exactly. Why? Because the world is also.
Because there is no religion here now. I am just talking about the path for liberation.
Correct.
Use it, path for liberation. And Mata and all, I think it is all second later. The liberation path is very clear. Only through Jnanam, right now here possible. If you don't follow this, there is no other way to reach.
Yes, very true.
Okay, now let me come back to the Dvaitins. When the Dvaitins, they go to the Bhakti and Bhakti Paravasha, they will become. The Paravasha means immediately they are not in this Dvaita. they themselves will become Advaitam here, right?
Yes, that is a
See,
two.
for example, Shabari Moksha. Shabari is nothing but Sri Rama and Shabari.
Correct.
She was completely following that Advaitam. The moment it is what you call the Sri Rama has given her moksha there only. That means in this real life only she has become Advaitin.
Correct.
Because immediately Jnanam entered her body or her mind, and mind is dropped during that moment.
Yes.
So if Sri Rama comes now here from a photograph or from temple or somewhere, or Dvaitians also, it is Jnanam only. Because they got enlightenment. That is another self-jnana.
Yes, so what will happen out of Jivi Jagat Ishvara or Jagat Jivi Ishvara? They start with removing the Jagat. Correct?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Now what Shabri, or you take Kanakadasa, or you take Mirabai, you take whomever you want to take as a reference guide. You need to surrender. Who is this you to surrender? You have to surrender the Jagat.
Correct.
First thing. So now Jagat is gone. What remaining is Jivi and Ishvara.
Yes.
Still Dvaita, but better than having Jagat. Now,
Yes.
you treat everyone as a Jivi. Okay?
Yes.
Then what comes? Ishvara comes out. Because the Jivi is nullified now. So they start seeing Rama in everyone.
Yeah.
So dog coming is Rama, cat coming is Rama, a beggar coming is Rama, then father coming is Rama, mother coming is
Yeah.
Rama.
Ali nodalu Rama, illi nodalu Rama, ellallu Sri Rama.
Yellellu Sri Rama. So now you have Sri Rama everywhere, right?
Yes. Yes.
Which is the state of Ishvara. Got the point?
Yes.
Now the
Yeah.
Rama also has to go. A time.
That is the one thing this Dvaita will not have, because for them
Yes.
Rama is ultimate.
Rama is the ultimate. So now what happens? They enter into
This is equivalent to Jesus Christ, right? Equivalent to Jesus Christ in between.
Yes. So you become son of the God, and Rama is the actual preceptor. So now what happens? You have merged with Rama.
Yes.
So you have attained Savikalpa Samadhi perfection, but not the Nirvikalpa.
Yeah, Rama is there. It is Avikalpa.
It is Savikalpa. So then by chance, for whatever reason, they themselves are able to remove that final step. Then Purna Jnana happens.
Yeah, see, when you reach Vikalpa, automatically it will lead to Nirvikalpa, right?
No, it is not automated process. That is what I am trying to say to you. Because I'll give a very simple, easy example.
Okay, Vilas, in that case, for Advaitians, in this body, no moksha when you are living. Only after your death, Sri Rama will take you to moksha. But after death, you cannot do any karma. How will you reach?
That is, no, this is for
You can't
Dvaiti.
reach.
No, what you're talking is about Dvaiti, not Advaiti.
Sorry, Dvaiti only I'm talking about.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, they cannot reach because in this prarabdha is over. But no, prarabdha is not over. Again, you are creating some karma, and again you have to come back. That is where is moksha? Because without this life, without this sadhana, you cannot reach moksha. Because again you have to come back to manav janma. So even Dvaita, you have to take again birth, then come to Advaita, then you can reach moksha.
Correct. So for that reason only,
As per this philosophy. Yeah.
Madhvacharya gave a very good clarity on how this works. So he said it goes on Taratamya. So he said that Jivi Bheda. Even though it is Jivi, that Jivi cannot go beyond what it knows. It has a limitation.
Hmm.
Advaita doesn't believe in this 5 ways of seeing. For an Advaiti, every Jivi can attain Ishvara and then attain the Parameshvara.
Correct.
Okay. Whereas in the Dvaita, there is a first Bheda called as Jivi Bheda. What it really means is what you are asking this question. Now I come to Sri Rama. That's the max I can do. I cannot go beyond that, which itself is an achievement. Now he's...
Okay, this is slow process.
Slow process or fast process. So what he says, if the Jivi, that Jivi is pure, not as per him, not as per that person, as per Sri Hari, then Sri Hari will make that merger. But the Jivi by itself cannot do it. Got it? Which is true as far as person who cannot leave out Jagat for whatever reason. He might be an Advaiti, born Advaiti, but he is not able to let go of his wife and children and family and belongings and all of that. Why? Because there is Jivi Bheda. There is difference between one being and another being. So it's not going to work. No matter how much he convinces himself that I know Advaita, whenever he sees his wife, he recognizes her as his wife. Or whenever she sees that husband, she recognizes it to be her husband. So that person's limitation is that it is Dvaita. Even though they practice, they know Shankaracharya philosophy, but it might not work because there is Bheda. And not only that, there is Jivi Jada Bheda. The Jivi will be one, but the Jada material is different. But that is Bheda. Advaita doesn't recognize that. Advaita says that all Jivis has the same Jada. Madhvacharya argues that that is not true. Because the Jada what is required to meet Sri Rama is totally different than Jada what is required to become a human being. So in the case of a person who is deeply devoted to Sri Rama, at the time of death, he merges with Sri Rama. But he has not got moksha. He has joined Sri Rama.
Yeah.
So in Savikalpa Samadhi, there is a Jada. So he'll get the Jada what is required at that time. Simple.
Yeah, it is Savikalpa Samadhi is a maximum you can achieve.
Exactly. Which itself is an achievement. He will not come back to human life, but he will be Deva forever. Which is far better.
Forever Deva means no moksha.
Absolutely, there is no moksha. See, if you are talking about moksha sadhana, then what Madhvacharya says is that moksha is not for everyone. Moksha is dependent on the condition.
Jivi will become better Jivi.
Yes, he will become a better Jivi, but he cannot say that I am having moksha because the moksha has to be given by Sri Hari and nobody else.
So Hari decides. Okay, I am clear now. What you are talking, I am very clear.
Now what Shankaracharya proposes is you yourself has the ability of Sri Hari. So you yourself know that
This Amsha of Sri Hari is the initial belief. Later on, you yourself is Sri Hari if you drop your mind.
exactly. That is what.
And there you is not there. There is only Sri Hari remains.
There's only Sri Hari which remains. Absolutely.
Aham Brahmasmi, in that Aham is also going away.
Yes.
Only Brahmasmi.
Only Brahmasmi will remain. So now if you become Brahmasmi, Asmi Mana is gone. That is, I kind of thing is gone. And with that going away, you are everyone and everything. and
Yes.
hence you are in mukti.
Yes.
So now, am I a Dvaiti or an Advaiti? Very simple. Stand in front of the mirror. If you are observing yourself and you are saying, I am so and so person, you are Advaiti, irrespective of whether you believe in Advaita or not. If you stand in front of the mirror, you are seeing it like a shadow, not the person, then you are an Advaiti. Simple. Very simple
No,
exercise.
it is very clear. There is nothing called Advaita or anything. No, it is Trigunatita finally.
Exactly, the Trigunatita. So if you are going Trigunatita, so in the case of Dvaita, the person is not Trigunatita, he is having Sattva.
Yes.
Predominance of Sattva will reflect the image of whomever he is believing. So if he is believing in Krishna, he sees everyone as Krishna. If he is believing in Rama, he sees everyone as Rama. So if somebody is hitting him with stones and rods and everything, he sees that Rama is hitting himself.
Yes.
That's what he will experience. So this is how Advaita and Dvaita works. So we have to see within ourselves whether we are Advaiti or we are Dvaiti. So what is the test? Every day stand in front of mirror and see. Not fooling yourself. You have to see whether you are seeing it as shadow or you are seeing yourself. If you are seeing yourself, Dvaiti. If you are seeing it as shadow, Advaiti. So when you see everyone as a shadow, you are perfect Advaiti. So then at that time, there is no son, there is no daughter, there is no mother, there is no father, there is no chitta, there is no buddhi, there is no ahankara, all that. So Nirvana Shataka is completed. And that's the reason he talks about all the 5 indriyas. Everything he says that it is not na aham. This is not me. If somebody asks me, are you a Brahmin? The moment I proudly announce I am a Brahmin, I am already in Jagat. Not even in Jivi. Forget about that. I am perfect Dvaiti. I should just smile. If somebody asks me, are you a Brahmin? Okay, if you have to put it, yes. If you don't want to put it, then just give a smile. Because I am no one.
That's right.
But what happens?
If you identify yourself with anything, you are attached to that. You are not attached to Brahman. Clear?
No. Not only that. I have come back to Jagat.
Yes.
So in Jagat, all concept exist. In Jivi, no concept exists. Only the Jiva exists. Life exists. In Ishvara, the Jiva doesn't exist as such. What exists is just the energy. Just that force which makes everything happen. In Jagat, the person,
Right.
in Jagat, the person exists. In Jivi, the Jiva exists, the life exists. And in Ishvara, the force exists. So the Jada part is the Jagat. The subtle, Sukshma part is Ishvara. In between is the Jivi.
Right.
That is all. See, our philosophy, which talks about Jivi, Jagat, Ishvara, is perfect. If we understand it clearly, we can see where we are. If I am saying I have a wife, no matter how much I pretend to be, I am in Jagat only. So the day she dies, I am going to cry. So I am a Dvaiti. Brahman Satya, Jagat Satya. Madhvacharya is not wrong. That is exactly what he has said. You will not be able to see this illusion going away. This Maya has to be removed by none other than Sri Hari, not by you. You in the sense Jivi. So when I say, I intellectually I know, okay, you know what, before marriage there was no wife, after marriage only I got a son, after being born only I got a job, all that is true. But at that very moment, what comes from my subconscious existence is Jagat. So I feel very much disturbed, which means Jagat. If I am not disturbed, but I see it like a Jivi, far better than being in Jagat, so I have realized, self-realized, that everyone is a Jivi only. So it's such a nice, peaceful state that you are treating everyone as a Jivi. Then we come to Ishvara. And you go beyond Ishvara, which is oneness. So now you see only the reflections. And hence Vimukta. So this is how you can do. This is a practice, basically.
Yeah, got it.
Sri Hari, anything? Yeah, go ahead.
Full Advaita in a capsule.
Yes. And we have Sri Hari with us. So we are talking about Sri Hari. And Sri Hari himself.
So he is the one who can take us to moksha.
Yes, so now we have to go and ask him, Sri Hari, please do something.
So coming back to Jagat. The beauty of this session is, by birth, I am Advaiti and you are Dvaita. And you are teaching me. And I'm trying to understand. This is the beauty. And yeah, of course, Sri Hari is there.
Sri Hari is also Advaiti only.
By birth?
Yeah, by birth.
By practice, we are all Dvaita. So,
Yeah, Sri Hari, you can clarify whether you are Advaiti or Advaiti by birth.
By birth, I don't know whether anybody can be Advaita or Advaita.
yeah, Mata. It's called Mata.
That itself is Jagat. When you think if you are by birth Advaita or Advaiti.
Yeah. You're back to Jagat, yes.
So if somebody asks me, most of the people ask me, are you a Madhva follower? I will just smile. What to say? And I can't explain to anyone in my family what is Advaita and what is Dvaita. So just leave it. I only explain to my wife and she will pick up as much as she can, and that there ends the matter. But when I go to my uncle's home and cousin's home and this home, and there are so many things they do, they keep on talking nonsense, I'll just watch. Nothing that can be done. Because we all are Dvaitis only, irrespective of whether we are called as Dvaiti or not called as Dvaiti. It is Dvaita only everywhere. You have to shun the Dvaita to become Advaita.
Yeah, till you become a Jivan Mukta, you are a Dvaiti only.
Yes. You just cannot. I can keep on pretending. No, I am not a Advaiti. I am not a Dvaiti. I am an Advaiti. Okay, good. Excellent. But I am a 100% Dvaiti. So I need to work out.
Yeah, that's true. Until the last point.
Yes.
We are Dvaitis only. Whatever you may try to think and intellectualize and so on.
Yeah. I might even keep 10 images of Shankaracharya at my home. That is still Dvaita only. So any amount of idol worship, if I do, I am a Dvaiti. Because Brahman Satya, Jagat is also Satya.
Yeah, I think it is not easy for everybody to think like that, or anybody to think like that if you look at that way. That's the reason you find very, very rarely Jivan Muktas. So that's why I think Madhavacharya came up with this philosophy. Probably.
Yes, it's a perfect one. I'm telling you, earlier, before knowing it correctly, I used to misunderstand a lot of things. When I started understanding Madhva philosophy, I really felt, wow, this is so true.
And it looks like he has understood so deeply if he has to write it like this.
Yes, absolutely.
And I am 100% sure he would have got moksha. Because without understanding in depth, he cannot write like this. Because I have not read anything of Madhavacharya. I have never heard about him also till the time we started discussing. But the way you are talking, from that, this is what my inference is.
Yes, absolutely. There is no doubt. Even if you read Ramanujacharya, it's so good because he says without Lakshmi, he brings a third party. Without Lakshmi, forget all about getting moksha.
Yeah, you bring the Shakti.
You bring the Shakti. Figure. Yes, you have to bring the mother. There is no better way to meet the Shiva without Shakti. It is not possible. You are fooling yourself by doing that. Why? Because you are that energy and you need somebody to open that up, saying that, hey boss, you are the energy, you are not matter.
Yeah. So all those three acharyas have reached liberation, no doubt. But their followers, question mark.
No, their followers keep on fighting. That's all they're going to do. They're going to say, my guru is the greatest. And they keep on fighting. And they remain in Jagat. Forget about Jagat. If they had come even one step closer to Jivi, at least they would have attained self-realization. But they remain back in Jagat.
I think we should never do any comparison with anything. There is no comparison to do.
Yes.
Right.
There is nothing.
Just practice.
Just practice.
Just practice.
Yes.
And practicing is nothing but don't do comparison.
No, not
and
only like
you
that.
You will reach that Hari Sarvottama.
Yes, see, thing is, now you see how people will misinterpret things. There is this statement called as Hari Sarvottama Vayu Jivottama. And they keep on praying Hari and Vayu. So they make some images of it and they start praying. But what really it means is Hari Sarvottama. It means Harayati iti Harihi. That means one who can show you the path of liberation is Hari. Vayu is the breath. Before you die, if you are able to get Hari, isn't it Sarvottama? So now what he did is, he removed the Jagat, he made Hari and Vayu, right? So now Vayu is Jivi. So he says, Hari Sarvottama, Vayu Jivottama. So if you call Vayu, if you call anything as a Jivi, isn't it breathing?
Yeah.
So when the breathing ends, is there a Jivi other than breathing? No, right?
Yeah.
So where is Jagat now? It gets nullified.
Yes.
So if you watch the breath, Jagat is gone. Very simple, but very profound. Now what you need to do? Drop the Vayu, go to Hari. You're liberated. Simple. Now the followers, couldn't understand this secret, and they keep on fighting, saying that Hari Sarvottama Vayu Jivottama, Hari Sarvottama Vayu Jivottama. By saying that nothing is God, you are still in Jagat.
That is equal to Mudamate. Bhaja Govindam, Bhaja Govindam.
Yes, exactly. That is the Muda Mate only. So they keep on fighting and arguing and all that, and then ultimate aim is to bring Shankaracharya down and saying that Madhvacharya is great, not understanding what is Shankara and his philosophy, not understanding what is Madhva and his philosophy.
The good thing is to read and understand all these acharyas and then practice whichever is applicable to you.
No, you start with
By birth, practicing is not right.
Yes, no, you start with Madhva philosophy, then you will get to a crux where Ramanuja philosophy will help you of Visishta Advaita, then you come to pure Advaita. If you are already a proficient person, you will understand Madhva philosophy in just a day.
Yeah, that is very easy to understand, correct. That's right.
It's very easy to understand. Yes, it's very simplified. And once you have understood Madhva philosophy, understanding Ramanuja philosophy is a cakewalk because it is Vishishta Advaita.
Yes.
The speciality here is that everything is Advaita except for Lakshmi. And then you come to Advaita, where no names and forms are there. It is pure consciousness. That's all. So from Savikalpa, Madhva philosophy is complete Savikalpa Samadhi. Ramanujacharya is modified Savikalpa Samadhi. And Shankaracharya is Nirvikalpa Samadhi. That's all.
Correct.
So now my mind is fully focused on my wife and child. What is my Samadhi? World Samadhi. Loka. That is Jagat. Now, to test what happens, let's say my wife is dead or my son is dead or something, then it dawns saying that, oh, I am not a Jagat, I am a Jivi. Look at the poor child or look at the poor wife, she died out of pain. So this world is full of pain, and then he goes towards Bhakti Marga and understand the pain of all the Jivis. So he gets into Bhakti, and then he sees the Jivi as Vayu. Now I have come into the core of the Madhva philosophy. Then I see that everything is Sri Hari only. There is nobody else other than Sri Hari. So I become a devotee of Sri Hari. So now I have come into Savikalpa Samadhi. Now I need somebody to help me in removing that last curtain which is covered up. Now what I do? I simply pray the God, and the Guru appears and he removes.
Correct. I was about to say that, like Ramakrishna Paramahamsa.
Yes.
Somebody comes and helps.
Yes, that is Vishishta Advaita. That Guru who came and touched his forehead is Vishishta Advaita. And Ramakrishna Paramahamsa immediately went into Nirvikalpa Samadhi, which is Advaita.
Ultimate.
I think Ramakrishna Paramahamsa tried out all kinds of methods.
Including Islam.
Yes, everything he tried.
Yeah. Correct.
He converted himself to Islam and stayed there for 2 years.
But I think only a great being can do all that.
Yes, absolutely.
Imagine that we doing such things. Not possible.
Yes. So it is not easy. See, you have to leave the Jagat. If you leave the Jagat, burqa and all that hijab and this cross and that one, this one goes away. Leaving only Jivi. And you then start to appreciate that every being is on breath only. There's nothing else other than breath. So the mind is the breath. So dropped. So Jagat is gone forever. So now if we look at the question, but some days ago, will a Jivan Mukta be a soldier? Will a Jivan Mukta be a family person? Does it really matter at a GV level? It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
At Jagat level, yes, it makes lot of difference. But at the GV level, it doesn't. And we are talking beyond Ishvara level.
All this Panchendriyas has no use at that level, GV level.
Yes, at a GV level itself. But what we are talking is beyond the Ishvara level. So if somebody were to ask a question, can a Jivan Mukta be a householder? Can a Jivan Mukta be going to office? Can a Jivan Mukta be...
Now the question is wrong.
It's
Now,
exactly, the
wrong.
question itself is absurd, right? That is all what it is. So when in Dvaita, we believe that that person shouldn't be doing all of these things. Jivan Mukta shouldn't be doing any one of these things.
Yeah, I think we put our moral principles and right and wrong,
Yes.
dharma to that Jivan Mukta. But the Jivan Mukta is beyond that. In Nirvana Shataka also it is there, right?
Yes.
Na kamanam, dharma, na moksha. Even moksha is also not there.
Exactly.
So we superimpose and then say, okay, Jivan Mukta has to do this and Jivan Mukta has to do that. But it is it's an absurd thing. Doesn't matter.
He is Dharmatita and Matatita.
Yes.
Exactly. And that is what is the Jivan Mukta all about. So what we are talking is all about Jivan Mukta.
Yes.
So we have to see from that perspective. We cannot bring it to Jagat and see that, okay, is he right in doing this? Oh, should he eat or shouldn't he eat? Should he wear a dress or shouldn't he wear a dress? That looks very absurd. That question itself is absurd.
Vilas, shall we continue tomorrow?
Yes. We are already at 9:29. Okay,
Yeah.
good day. Good day to three.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.